You're listening to the Sports Scramble podcast, where four friends serve up a weekly plate of sports with a side of SEC bias. Now, here are your hosts, Chet, Jacob, Wade, and Tyler.
Let's go!
Welcome in, everybody, to this week's episode of the Sports Scramble podcast, brought to you by our friends over at Belly Up Sports. We've got the full crew on tonight to talk all things kind of sports world. Not a whole lot going on. Of course, we had the Daytona 500 that was rained out today. We got our NASCAR Neil update at the end of the show. We had some sickness out there in California at the Genesis. Watch out if you're planning on eating the In-N-Out anytime soon. Who can forget the dunk contest and NBA All-Star Weekend? Tyler, how many points were scored by the winning team in the NBA All-Star game?
This is the representation of the NBA weekend. It was a snooze.
Snooze. Poor Mac McClung back to the G League. The man can't get it.
Jaylen Brown, like, what are you doing? Like, hey, let me just go dunk over Kai Cenat, who's like 5'3" and sitting down on the chair. That's a great idea for a dunk. Yeah. Gone are the days of Blake Griffin dunking over a car.
I want to see Zion in this thing. I mean, I know he'll never do it because he appears to be pretty lazy.
I don't want to see Ja and Zion.
Dude, they were playing on a glass court. You can't have Zion out there.
Yeah, he'd be torn ACL immediately, or he'd be through the court. How did they do that, by the way? Does anybody know? They changed is it like LEDs
shutter resistant glass?
Oh, that's pretty
yeah.
neat.
It's just projection.
Huh. It was kind of a snooze fest. No defense, of course, played in the All-Star game, as you would expect. Final score of that, I think it was 211 to 186. Do I have that right? Let me look.
Yes, you do.
Ooh, see, look at me.
Wow.
Did you watch it?
I did not watch it. I saw it on Twitter this morning. The East won, right? Dame got the back-to-back MVP, won the three-point contest. We had Steph versus her name for
Sabrina.
Sabrina
Ionescu.
That was a heck of
He
a
scored freaking about
there.
as many points as anybody in the three-point contest.
Yeah, so it was I mean, there were some highs from the All-Star game, there were some lows from the All-Star weekend. But we're back to one guy had like 8 straight threes to open the game. Halliburton from Indiana. The man was on fire. So obviously no defense is played.
They should have just gave him the MVP. I mean, it was in Indiana.
Yeah, they booed Dame.
Give it to the hometown here.
I saw on Twitter this morning that they actually booed Dame Lillard when he won it. They didn't give it to Halliburton. But Tyler, what other basketball news? You posed a question on our TikToks and shorts today. What professional sports league has best All-Star weekend? So I'll open it to floor to all of y'all and commenters. Get in there. Jacob, you start us off. What sport has best All-Star weekend?
The best All-Star weekend. Let's go baseball. I think the MLB has the best All-Star weekend. I just think that everybody gets super hyped for the home run derby. I think the futures game is even. People attend that. And of course the MLB, All-Star game. I think it's a little more serious than it used to be in the past. I think it's gone in the right direction versus basketball, which has gone the wrong direction. I think guys actually take it seriously, but they have fun and they enjoy the weekend. I think it's really good. I'd love to go to an MLB All-Star one day.
Where's it
I
at
think the
this
NHL. I have no idea. Idea.
Wait, come on.
It's in Philadelphia.
I know it's
Philly.
in Atlanta. Is it next year?
Yeah, I think it's in Philly, and then it's in. No, I think it's in San Diego, then Philly, then Atlanta.
Neil says
We
it's
just
in
had
Atlanta
it in
this
San
year.
Diego.
What's
Okay, then it's in Philly this
I've
year.
got the Google machine.
I've researched.
But to fill the time while Chet tippity taps on his fingers there.
Arlington, Texas.
Oh,
Y'all were all wrong.
okay.
The game
Well,
is
in Philly
scheduled
the
to
next
play
year,
on
right?
July 16th, 2024 in Arlington, Texas. Hey, get a little All-Star weekend action going here this summer. Make a trip. Futch, your wish is my command. Let's make it happen.
Hey, as long as you're paying, I'm happy.
No, that's not happening.
But no, I think it's best. I think the NHL is too weird now. Like, I don't know who saw the NHL All-Star game. This
Not a big
couple
hockey
weeks
guy,
ago?
so I can't.
It
can't
was
really speak to
just
that.
really strange. But I like the idea of like bringing in some other people, like some celebrity captains, kind of cool with the actual captains. But the whole setup's just really weird. Like the skills competition. I like the $1 million prize thing. That's kind of cool. But I don't like the way they set it up. It's just really weird. But baseball by far, I think, takes the cake.
We really only have hockey, baseball, basketball, football, golf. Obviously, doesn't.
Golf's
do one.
All-Star game is the Ryder Cup or the President's Cup.
That's true. I guess you could say that. Does soccer do one?
Yeah, MLS does one. Their All-Star game is, hey, let's play either Real Madrid or Barcelona against one of our favorite MLS people.
So let's just have our All-Stars get absolutely shit on the soccer pitch.
Well, hey, they got Messi
hour and a
now,
half?
so they can actually compete.
Champions League All-Star weekend is like every weekend.
What sports am I missing here, guys? Help me out.
I think doesn't NASCAR have an All-Star race?
They do.
They do.
I mean,
Is there an All-Star darts competition?
Probably.
Well,
Bowling.
I know there's
got
an
a call.
All-Star bowling. PBA has an All-Star thing.
Type on the Google machine here while
the
Wade gives
All-Star
us
for
his
bowling
answer.
has to be like on Wii Sports where you have to knock down all 100 pins or either
There you go.
put it up on the on the gutters
On the
and
rail there. hit the click thing there, and they all
Yep.
fall down.
Yep.
Let's see. What? No, I don't
That
even
would
know
be a good
what
thought.
are
Have a
All-Stars.
Wii Sports All-Star thing. That would be sick. That would be
What?
something else.
So this talks about the MLB All-Star League reigning supreme. You have NBA, NFL. Doesn't really answer my question. All right, Google, you
I
let me
think the
know.
I think the Pro Bowl is kind of lame. I don't know. I think it's stupid.
I
The
kinda
flag football
dig
thing
in-
is kind of
I like the Pro Bowl games, but not the flag football.
Yeah,
games.
I like the skills challenge stuff. It's a little different. I mean, the actual.
I think it's stupid they do it indoors. Like they do the skills competition stuff like indoors.
you need
like-
some elements in there.
But I think it's stupid. Like they need to do that in the stadium that they're playing in, I think.
That's a good point. That's a good
I don't
point.
know.
Wade, what's your pick for favorite All-Star weekend?
I still think it's baseball for all the reasons you guys mentioned. But even baseball, let me tell you, the problem is you never see all-star level pitching because the guys that pitch the Friday and Saturday before get scratched for the all-star break. But I like, it's probably the one I watch every year. So by that regard, I got to go baseball. I think what you're going to see, though, is these like skill-based competitions for each one. Because let's be real, all of the games are like a joke now. You got flag football, you got baseball where they got the guys mic'd up and they're not going to steal bases. They're not going to throw high and in.
Yeah, they're not risking injury for a
Right.
game that doesn't matter.
All these guys are so injury conscious now. And then I get it for the in-season ones. I mean, you got a lot more to play for in baseball and basketball as well. But I just kind of wish they did some skill competitions and maybe up the prizes so the guys give a damn about it. They're not shooting left-handed. So, yeah, I just think that's the general trend that's going. I don't think you're going to see a traditional all-star game per se.
Tyler,
I
what
want
about
them to
you?
do like
No,
I want
hockey,
them
they
to
probably
do-
still hit the crap out
They
of
could
each
do
other.
out like Japan.
No,
does
they don't hit
like
each other in
derby.
hockey. Unfortunately,
they
it's
did.
3-on-3. Like hockey is 3-on-3. It's really lame. It's like the overtime thing now. So I elect that they should probably do a 5-on-5, but they don't put that many guys on the all-star roster. So they break it up into 4 teams. It's not like hockey's weird because they have like 6 different divisions. It's insane.
Hockey makes no sense.
They need to have a hardest
it's
hitting
wild.
competition where they just body
Yes.
check
Hardest-
somebody into the wall.
They need to set up like the thing you see at the arcade that you punch and it tells
Yeah.
you how hard you hit it. Set that up in like a person, like a dummy, and just have them body check people and see what happens. And that person gets like a
One of
do
those
that with
puncture
linebackers too,
with
you know.
bones breaking the body when they
Yeah,
absolutely
I like that way.
annihilate
Put in the NFL skills challenge for the linebackers. See who can cause the hardest concussion. That's a great
Oklahoma
marketing
drill.
style. Yeah, the big cat drill like LSU does in spring training. Just line them up, linebacker, running back, baby. Let's see who can run each other over.
I like the idea of baseball bringing in like steal a base, like who's the fastest guy, like in that scenario.
Like
I think it
around
would
the
be
bases.
interesting. Not like first to second would be a time
Japan has a
situation.
bunting home run derby.
That's fantastic. That's
That's what I
amazing.
said like a
That's
couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, that is amazing. While we're on this kind of topic, what skill challenge do you think you could do as an amateur that's done in professional sports? Do you think you could kick a 30-yard field goal, get 10 yards rushing if you have 4 downs and you're going against the defense? Or could you hit a home run in a major league stadium, make a birdie on a PGA course or a par? We'll set the bar at par. Make a 3 with an NBA defender. What's out of all those, if you got 100 tries, well, I guess 100 doesn't really work well. If you got 20 tries, which one do you think you could do?
I think the passing competition in the NFL, like we saw all those quarterbacks struggle so badly on like 10-yard throws. I like to think that I could step back and hit like a 10-yard throw, 20-yard throw, you know?
But with a full-on rush in your face. I'm talking
They
like
don't have a
in
rush.
game.
They're sitting there in a
I'm
ball
talking
cap
in
throwing.
a game scenario.
Oh,
like
a
Neil
game
says the
scenario?
field goals in the comments, but could you do it with a full-on team coming at you on special teams?
I think I could like get a punt off.
Okay, well that wasn't one of the challenges, but we'll give you the punt. Jacob, you think you could make a par in a PGA regulated event with a full-on gallery line down the fairways?
I mean, if you gave me 20 tries, I think I could get used to it after about halfway through.
Maybe I did phrase the question.
You know what I mean? So I think that I probably could get a par. At least I don't have somebody running at me full speed while I'm trying to hit a golf ball. So like I guess that's a plus.
Yeah.
It's just
Baseball's out the question.
Let's rephrase the question. Let's rephrase the question. You get $1 million if you accomplish this. Okay, so there's $1 million.
I'm making
on
a
the
par
line.
at Bethpage Black. There's no way
But
I'm not doing that. Like
the other team or the opposers know that you get $1 million and it comes out of their paycheck. So if you're going up against LeBron James and you have to make a 3-pointer in an NBA arena, obviously he's not going to let you do that. You got you versus
he has a lot of money. Like
true. You got you versus give me a linebacker name. Tyler.
Demario
Davis. And you got to get 10 yards and you got 4 downs to get 10 yards. Do you think you can get it?
Nope. I would probably get -2 or more yards.
$1 million
that would get sliced in half.
Tyler's body from getting absolutely obliterated.
Or kick out a field goal. You got $1 million on the line. Like, yeah, you could say, oh, it's easy if I get 20 tries, but with that $1 million added in, I don't really know where I was going with this, but it was something that, I don't know, with skills challenges, if regular amateurs. I don't think I could make a par if I had $1 million on the line. That's a lot of pressure. I think the
just
pressure
one time, like the first time you ever played it, you're talking?
Yeah, I think that tee shot is a duck hook into somebody's drink on the left side of the rough. Okay, I'm killing somebody.
Dude, I am terrified to play with like a tunnel gallery, on either side, because it's not like I'm not worried about them like right there, because I'm gonna get it off the ground and I'm gonna get it out there. It's just a matter of if you're on the left edge of the fairway, like I just have a feeling if I cut one and it just absolutely just starts to just tail off, that I'm gonna hit somebody in the head, type thing. I don't know.
I'll definitely hit somebody in the head.
I'm worried about the guy 15 yards away.
I'm praying for a Jordan Spieth bounce off of somebody's shin.
Tyler's going to aim at the person 5 feet in front of him in the gallery right
No,
there.
I'm just saying, I hate when people watch me and just think about, you got people on your left and people on your right. the way that my drive goes sometimes, it's going to go into somebody's shin or somebody's backyard pool.
Yeah. Well, you look at guys like
Chad has a story about that.
Yeah, I do have a story about that. You look at guys like Good when they did their first like live event. Garrett, the one that started Good. I mean, he's a phenomenal golfer. First tee, he yanks a drive into somebody's shin. Like they had to take
50 yards away
to the hospital.
Oh
like,
my god,
it's pressure, man. Like that's nerve wracking. I think I would feel much better hitting like a wedge off the tee and not a driver.
I don't know. I'd rather have a driver in my hand because with the wedge, I feel like I'd shank it. I'd hosel shank it and
I would
like
not pick anything in
hit
that.
somebody. I don't know.
Hey, it happens to the best of them. Tiger Woods shanked a shot this weekend.
It's just because he
Let's
has
see.
the shit.
What other? Do you think you could get a hit off or make contact off a major league pitcher? Like if you've got, who's your Braves dude? Spencer Strider? Is that the mustache?
Yeah,
man?
No, I would
You
not
don't
be
think
able
you
to
make
hit a 100
contact?
mile an hour
Foul ball?
fastball. I could probably not even hit an 80 mile an hour fastball.
No,
I think I can
I've
make
never
contact.
seen more than like 75.
All I'm
Straight.
saying is Anthony Rizzo striking
That's
me
what I was
out, like
thinking,
up
dude.
there. Like there's no chance with like 50,000 people that I'm gonna hit anything. I mean, even if Anthony Rizzo throws a rainbow at me.
What
Go
about
ahead.
a soccer goal, like a penalty kick?
I'll
on
take
the
that
best
one.
goalie?
That's
I'd try
easy.
it. I'd try it for sure. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. You
I
either go
would
left
do
or
a
right.
goal in a professional soccer match. I'll take that as mine.
Okay.
People that say soccer is hard that's a
Oh,
joke.
shut
That's the
up.
biggest
Oh,
joke
here
of all
comes a
time.
controversial topic. Jacob.
Don't
No,
you
it's
put-
very
don't
hard,
knock
but
those
I feel like the
slander on
odds
my
are in your
sport.
favor.
That's a joke, I think.
Jacob says soccer is a joke. Golf is the real sport.
Well,
Okay,
I just think that soccer is a lot easier. I mean, it is 10 to 20 times easier.
I don't really have an argument. Golf, I think, is much harder than soccer.
Oh, yeah.
But I would be gassed 2 minutes into the game. There's no way I'm running up and down the field.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
couldn't be a midfielder.
Most of the time,
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of those guys aren't even moving. That's the other thing too. I mean, it's all strategy, and they spend more time power walking than running. I mean, that's.
I think soccer would be more fun if you could free sub and bring guys back in. You would see more intensity,
Yeah.
more
like
like-
hockey, like one come out.
yeah,
like,
more like
that'd
hockey.
be
We got a full line.
wild.
Yeah,
But the field's so
Fine,
big, and there's like
it's what,
there's times when
120 yards?
there's nobody within 40 yards of you at times. I mean, that's to me
I think
the crazy part. I don't know. And the goal is how big, and the dude standing in the goal is how small. Like that just I can't
Most
get over
goalies
that.
are like 6.
I can't even score a goal in FIFA, Jacob. I don't know why.
Yeah,
think
you hit
I'd
the
be able to
crossbar.
do
I hit
it.
the
Shut up.
crossbar
Don't tell
6
me
times.
about easy.
I hit the
Yeah.
crossbar 6 times in FIFA.
Um,
That's accuracy.
I think I'd be a good defender. I just slide tackle
Won't
people.
play FIFA
When I
ever
get
again.
cards, yes, but I'd be taking people out left and right. Where were we going with this? What we could do in like,
Best
professional sports?
All-Star weekend, and we went off the rails as we
Yeah,
always
Tyler,
do.
what's
Yeah,
your,
that-
what's
that-
your
that-
best
that-
all-star
that-
weekend?
Always fast.
A couple of years ago, I would have said NBA, but MLB. I think that you boys forgot about the celebrity softball game. That might be the best
like that
event
one.
of all. We get a lot of folks participating in that one.
How-
But I will say, I liked whenever they did the 10 outs rather than the timed. I feel
I
a
like
little
the
bit,
10 outs.
they feel a little bit rushed, but you know. And then the game too had more like the winner got home field in the World Series. I wish that they still did that, but I guess the
Yeah.
regular season has to mean something. But yeah, I think that the MLB overall does a very good job.
You got to be careful going to these celebrity all-star games. CJ Stroud's bringing Amber Rose home with him. Be careful, young guy.
How old is Raleigh Fingers, dude? That guy's got to be 90. Like, what the heck is that? That guy's out there playing in every celebrity softball game, like
Hey,
known
if
to
you can
me.
hit it, go for
There's
it.
like the celebrity softball game has got to be the strangest spectrum of people with talent of all time. You have
Let's
like
talk about
the
the
people-
celebrity basketball game. I didn't know
Michael
half
Parsons
people out there were.
Dropped 36 in that game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
See, I
you
don't
have
like
the
that.
people that
if you're
like
a professional
play-
athlete, you're a professional athlete. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
able to play.
Well, they had WNBA players playing in it. Like,
Yeah.
they're professional basketball players. Like,
That's
really?
wild.
Come on.
I don't know. There's people that are playing in those things like the celebrity softball games, like people that play college women's softball, and then you've got freaking 90-year-old Raleigh Fingers. Like what in the world is going on? There are some people that have never even swung a bat in their life, and it doesn't make any sense. Like they had a girl on there that was pitching for a team. She played college softball. She's throwing gaps by these people. Yeah, like what is that?
Well, I miss the days back in celebrity basketball games where it was like Kevin Hart going up against Quavo one-on-one in the paint. I mean, come on, that's cinema right there. And now you got Micah Parsons going up against I don't know, I didn't watch it, but Puka. Like you got two professional athletes hooping against.
I'm sure their teams were loving that.
Yeah,
bring the old people back. Bring Larry Bird back and Bill Walton and all of them. Like, come on,
I want to see Shaq out on the floor. Get him.
Julius Erving absolutely just go sideways on somebody.
I like it. But yeah, All-Star Weekend. I think we're all in agreement that baseball's probably got the best one. Tyler, we're going to talk about football. We have to, even though it's not football season. Preseason NFL predictions. We're going to take stock. We're honest at Sports Scramble. We admit to our wrongs. So, Tyler, why don't you tell us the predictions? We're going to go by division. How are we doing this?
Yeah, we're going to go by division. So what we're going to do is we're going to go division by division, and then we have our overall Super Bowl winners. There's only one time that all four – actually, no, there's two divisions that all four of us on it. But other than that, we have three of us on there. So we're going to start with the AFC South. So we knew that the AFC South winner was a surprise to all of us, I think, was the Houston Texans. But I'm going to go down the list. Jacob, you picked the Jacksonville Jaguars. I picked the Jaguars. Wade picked the Jaguars. But Chet picked the Houston Texans.
Let's go, baby. I got
That's
one.
a homer pick.
I knew CJ Stroud was going to be great.
He was. All right, now on to the NFC South. We got a lot of variety in this one. Chud and I picked the Saints. I was very close. I was very wrong with the Saints. I said that they were going to go 11-5. Not even close. Wade, you went with the Atlanta Falcons. Well, the Falcons no longer have a head coach anymore. But the worst one of all, Jacob picked the Carolina Panthers to win this division.
Yikes!
Nobody picked the Bucs?
Nobody picked the Bucs.
Well, especially with Brady leaving, I mean, we kind of didn't know where the Bucs stood.
Nobody expected Baker Mayfield to lead them to the promised land.
Well, Baker Mayfield wasn't even there when we made this thing. We thought that Kyle Trask was going to be the freaking starter.
Yeah, that's true.
Got a good point.
You did a good job, Chet, a.k.a. Baker.
Thanks.
Yeah, you did. All right, let's move on down. AFC East was a clean sweep. I picked the Bills, Chet picked the Bills, and Wade picked the Bills. And the Bills were the overall winner. It was close. The Miami Dolphins was a game away, and then obviously the Jets. With injury to Aaron Rodgers wasn't really much of a threat. So all right on that one. The only one right, well, Chet gets 2 points so far. He has the Texans and the Bills. And then we all went 0-4 on the NFC South because that was one of the worst divisions this year.
We're not going to count that one.
NFC East. Let's go on to this one. This was also a close race. Wade and I picked the Eagles. So close. Chet once again is right with the Dallas Cowboys. And as always, they win the division, but choke in the playoffs as they always do. AFC West was pretty easy. We all went with the Kansas City Chiefs. Not only they won the division, they won the Super Bowl. NFC West. Wade and I picked the 49ers. We were right on that. Chet went with the Seattle Seahawks, who were probably the hype team in that one. But they didn't make the playoffs either. So wrong on that one. AFC North, we were all wrong on this one, but we probably didn't know that this guy was going to get hurt. The Cincinnati Bengals were a clean sweep in that division with me, Wade, and Jacob taking Joey B. But it was Baltimore Ravens. Not even close division in that one. And, we had the Cleveland Browns get 11 wins. Who would have thought that with Joe Flacco coming out of nowhere with that team? NFC North. Jacob and I were right on this one, going with the Detroit Lions. Wade had the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think any of us either had Kirk Cousins tearing his Achilles either. All right, the big daddy of them all. It was Chet, Tyler, and Cameron on this show. Who would have thought that? So we'll roll with Cameron first. Eagles versus Bengals, with the Bengals winning the Super Bowl. Chet, you had the 49ers in the Super Bowl versus the Bengals, though, and you had the Bengals winning.
Hey, Joey B, man. I mean, they screwed all of us getting hurt.
He did. He screwed us And then I had the Eagles versus the Bills. Eagles winning. I was right in the first half of the season, not right in the second half. They absolutely sucked.
And I said
that is
Chiefs
your,
and 49ers, you know?
Shut up, Wes. You weren't on the show. You have no say in this one.
I think overall, Chet was the winner in the preseason picks.
Boom. Thank you.
I think Jacob
Of the
ultimate
people
loser for picking the Carolina Panthers to win a division.
I would have said
I-
Bills and 49ers, to be
Look,
real.
I would have picked the Bills and I would have picked the Niners.
Me
Those
too.
are teams that I would have picked.
You did pick the Lions.
Yeah.
I did
We're
pick the
looking
Lions.
for a new fourth because Jacob was completely wrong in all.
Yeah,
of his
he
picks,
was
so get your
non-existent.
applications in.
I did not qualify for this.
I'll have to
I
do
did not
college.
qualify.
We'll do college football next week too. So
Okay.
I'll bring that up.
All I
I'll
know
bring
is
that
come
on
at
next
me
week.
for college basketball. Come at me for college basketball.
Okay, well
Speaking
you
of-
better be.
I'm winning the millie.
Speaking of college basketball, Tyler, top 16 seed reveal. Do you have that, or I can
Yes,
pull it up?
yes, I do. So the top 16 was revealed this past Saturday. I don't think any of us have watched a lick of college basketball.
I've
Have we?
been watching it a little
yourself.
bit here
I
and
watched
there.
that TCU Baylor triple overtime.
Speak
Okay,
for
well.
yourself.
I think
All right,
that
let's
was
go.
pretty
I'll
fun.
start off with the one seeds. There we had the Midwest, the East, the South, and the West. The Midwest is going to be in Detroit. The East is going to be in Boston. The South is going to be in Dallas, and the West is going to be Los Angeles. The number one overall seed is a team that just got beat by Ohio State that doesn't have their head coach anymore, the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yikes.
I would not pick this team going far. I mean, I know that they're good, but the past 2 years have shown that they lost to a number 16 seed last season and then a number 15 seed the previous season. So I'm not buying the hype in Purdue. Connecticut is another number one seed, the reigning national champs. Houston out of the Big 12, they're number one seed, and Arizona out of the West in the final season being a Pac-12 team. The number two seeds are Tennessee, North Carolina, Marquette, and Kansas. And then we have three seeds being Baylor, Iowa State, Alabama out of the SEC. And then we also have the Duke Blue Devils being number three. And then the fourth seed, San Diego State, a team that made it to the Final Four last season. Wisconsin, I don't really see them being a number four seed once the bracket is unveiled. They really been in a rough stretch. And then we have another Big Ten team, Illinois, and then rounding out the top four. This will probably change since this team just lost to Kentucky, but Auburn rounds out the top 16.
Yeah, Kentucky played Auburn out their own arena. Let them know that they are an actual blue blood. Auburn is not. When is the final 64-man, when's everything announced? Is that middle of March, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple weeks. March Madness is going to be wild, as it always is.
I'm
we'll
thinking
have
if
our
we
best pick.
stick to our Sunday show, we just do a full-on March Madness and all four of us pick a bracket live on air.
When's the unveil?
Sunday at Sunday afternoon. So it will be unveiled before we go live.
I like it. Yeah, we'll get that going for the March Madness show. Still early on. Those will continue to change over the next few weeks. But like you mentioned, Purdue, no coach, as predicted a number one seed. I don't know if that's going to stay.
Well, Ohio State didn't have a coach. They beat them.
Oh, sorry. Well, we'll see how Purdue bounces back.
They're a bunch of frauds.
A bunch of frauds. I like it. Let's talk some college baseball. Of course, I watched all of LSU, but I was kind of cued in on the remaining of the SEC and just around the country. Florida dropped their opening day game to St. John's. I think it was 9-4. Not a great look for the Gators there. Ole Miss lost 2 out of 3 to Hawaii. Not a great look for Ole Miss. We'll see how they bounce back. Mississippi State and Air Force was close. Of course, LSU scored 27 runs on Sunday. We're the best. We're going to repeat. I think everybody knows that. Who else? Wake Forest got it done. Chase Burns looked good starting for them, pumping 100, 101. I saw the POV behind the plate. That's a nasty slider he's working with. There's another big team that struggled. I think Vanderbilt lost a game. Is that right?
Vanderbilt lost. Texas lost a game. Nearly lost the series.
It was not great opening weekend for the top 10 top schools. The new polls came out. Wake Forest is still 1. I think LSU moved up to 2.
It's LSU. Arkansas is number 2.
Arkansas lost the game, didn't they? Or no?
Yeah,
No.
they lost one to James Madison.
Oh, they did. Okay.
And they narrowly won the other ones. So would y'all, I mean, I don't know if you were able to watch a lot of college baseball. What'd you take from opening weekend, Tyler?
I think a couple of winners of the weekend. Oklahoma, they went 3-0 in Arlington in that little tournament out there with Tennessee. I think that Tennessee looked good, but Oregon, they almost had a comeback. South Carolina was another team I was looking at. They no hit Miami of Ohio. I don't think that
5
Miami of
pitchers,
Ohio
but yeah.
is going to be a good baseball club, but I think that South Carolina is heavy as the SEC East is going to be. So I think those are the two winners of the weekend, and Duke too, beating Coastal Carolina at their place, and also putting it on George Mason. Poor old George Mason. They did not fare well this weekend.
Duke beat them 23-5 on Saturday. Coastal Carolina beat them, I think, 21-0 on Friday. I'm looking for that score. 26-0. Sorry. LSU scored the most out of anybody at 27. Throwing that back out there. We're going to repeat. We're the best. Jacob, your Nittany Lions edged out Monmouth in the 10th inning, 6-5 on Friday. Look for the other scores. They beat Army 4-3 on Saturday. Very nice. And then Sunday, they beat Army 12-4. Look at you, Jacob. Congratulations.
Thanks.
A 3-0 team. I don't know. Did they play today?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, no, only a few teams around the country played today. I think Wake Forest is deserving of that number 1 ranking. I don't think that's really going to change for a couple of weeks till they start getting into some divisional play, some conference play. But we'll see how it shakes out. I'm just glad it's back. We got to watch, like Tyler and I had our pre-recorded the Bayou Bengal Bites episode. Subscribe, check it on our YouTube channel. Breaking down the LSU weekend. It's great to get the homers, the Ben McDonald in the box with Lynn Rollins. I'm sure every team's got them. You just hear all the fun calls. It's Wade, I'm going to let you give your hidden gem because yours plays into college baseball. If you want to kind of give us a preview of that one.
Yeah. Are we going right into hidden gems?
I'm going to let you go into it, and then we'll see where it takes us.
I got to get this name correct because it's very hard to pronounce.
Neil, great stories. Neil mentioned the ECU player. Let me see if I can find his name. But he came back. I believe he had an amputated leg last season. Comes back, plays with a prosthetic leg. So that was a great.
He gets honorary dog of the week.
Yes, we give him an honorary show dog of the week. All right, Wade, hit us with your gem.
All right. So Sacramento State's Matt Mascalangelo. He transferred in from junior college. I don't know if I got that name right. Matt M. from Sacramento. He transferred in, and he was making his debut for his new team, and he got hit 9 times this weekend by a pitch. Only 8 of them counted because the ump ruled that he was crowding the plate and not getting out of the way on the 9th one. But the ball
on the 9th one, he ruled that?
Yeah.
Do you blame the man?
And honestly, I didn't get a great view of the at-bats because they had like the camera from behind home plate rather than like facing the batter, but it really doesn't look like he's crowding the plate all too much. But he got hit 3 times in the season opener, and then they played a doubleheader because of weather, and he got hit 4 times in the second game. So 7 times in one day. Then he wakes up with a giant bruise on that left leg and gets hit 2 more times on Sunday. So just baseball's a kooky sport, and just to get hit 9 times, I mean, what are the odds? Some guys won't get hit 9 times in their career, and he did it in 1 weekend.
He, at one point, had been hit 6 out of 7 at-bats. Like, that's insane. To get hit that many times, maybe he was crowding the plate a little. Like you said, the camera angle isn't great, so don't know 100% for sure. But since we're already into hidden gems, Tyler, what's your hidden gem for the week?
My hidden gem is a little excursion by Jimmy Graham that he's going on. He's going to be joining a 4-person team intending to row across the Arctic Ocean in July 2025. So he's probably going to be freezing. So this is the trip will be starting at, I don't know if I'm saying this, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this town in Norway, but they're going to be starting in Norway.
Okay.
then going all the way to, I don't even know, Svalbard, wherever the heck that is in the country. So I bet that's going to be a heck of a trip. I'm guessing he's done with football if he's doing this.
I would assume he is retired. We haven't seen an official announcement, but a lot of the headlines, I saw this today, said ex-Saints tight end. So I would imagine they did not renew his contract and that he's retiring. I saw a fun little stat about that, Tyler. They take turns rowing 2 hours at a time, and they're not allowed to sleep for more than 90 minutes at a time.
That's Castaways, but in real life.
Yeah, that's interesting how they're going to accomplish that. Jacob, what do you got for us on hidden gems for this week?
Hidden gems this week. Actually, it's today. We had for the first time in a long time, we had a football score in a hockey game. So the Minnesota Wild played today against. Now I just lost it in my head. Played against the Vancouver Canucks. The final score was 10-7.
Dang.
So yeah, I don't know if nobody had any goalies, or potentially, the equipment staff was out there playing goalie, but yeah, 10-7. That hasn't happened in a very, very, very long time.
Take the over. Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
that's like a SeaWorld
17
game.
goals in one game. There's no lack of goal horns on offense in that one.
Sounds like a Baton Rouge Zydeco game, am I right?
Dude, they're not very good. They're 7-26.
Yeah, whenever the Zydeco and SeaWorld.
Gosh.
7-26. Oh my geez.
And they're on their third coach of the season.
Jeez, though.
I think I'm going to come over and coach Wade.
My hidden gem, and this kind of plays into the title of the show, a little MLB jersey controversy. Not a great look for our friends over at Fanatics.
Dude, not a good look at all. It's awful.
Yeah, so the MLB has switched to partner with Nike to manufacture their jerseys through Fanatics. Players are not a fan of it. Yeah, they say it's a little lightweight athletic wear, but the jerseys are not custom fit to you like they were previously. The spacing with the names and the numbers looks abysmal. And they're pretty much see-through. I mean, these are like T-shirt jerseys that they're giving to the players. You can buy the same jersey online as the players are wearing. That's not what you
for like $400 though.
It's also insane with how much it costs.
Now let's do a little bit of a live review here.
Do you have one?
Because
I guess so.
What we want to know is if it trickled down to college baseball. I'm pretty impressed with the quality, but you can tell it's not stitched on.
Is this a current jersey for LSU?
Yeah, this is fresh from the shop.
Does it have the boot
it's
on?
Not embroidered per se, but the logo's stitched on.
Okay.
And they moved the flag to the back. Now, what was interesting is on Saturday, LSU was wearing last year's pinstripe jerseys where this logo was on the back and the flag was on the sleeve. But I believe that they switched it for this year, or I got ripped off for an authentic jersey.
I did see someone post a jersey. It was an LSU jersey on Twitter, and it was pretty much see-through that they bought in the shop at the game. So, not a great look, at least from the MLB. I mean, these guys wait. These guys wait their entire career to get to the pros, see your name stitched on the back, have the jersey custom fitted. They bring a tailor in for the pants, and all that's apparently is going out of the window.
All right, let's do this is what they used to look like, right? Decent. Yeah. This is from China, but this is essentially what the Nike ones look like.
Yeah, somebody said it's a DH Gate knockoff is what they're making them wear now. You can
look how like, the colors are different,
Well, the National Hockey League's the same way. They did the same contract. They used to be with Adidas for the longest time. This is the last year that they're with Adidas. I mean, going forward, they're going to be with Fanatics, and all of their jerseys are like they used to be cut to your pads and everything,
right,
and would make it to where it was more of a streamlined fit. Now it's like going to be this loose fit, and it's like the same thing. It's going to be really, really thin, and I'm thinking these guys are playing hockey. I mean, they need something that's going to be cut-proof and everything else. Like they're just going to rip them in half.
Yeah. So that was my hidden gem, which is kind of hidden. It's kind of mainstream news. MLB players are not happy about it, and it's
sad
kind of
news.
shows that money wins in the end. It's the cheaper alternative, and they're just. What's crazy is they're charging the fans $400 for a jersey. That's crap. Like
Yeah.
that's.
I just can't. I don't get why you can't go with the lighter material, but keep the same quality on the stitching and the name on the back. Like, do whatever you want, but how are you butchering like spacing numbers evenly across the back of a jersey? Like, that's not a new concept.
Exactly. So it's pretty bad.
Or the colors are wrong. Like the Braves colors look like knockoff, Like,
yeah, like I said, that someone said they're knockoff DHgate jerseys, and I think that's the best that you can compare it. What's not a knockoff is the guys who got or gals that got that dog in them. So let's get to dog of the week. How's that for a transition there? Dog of the week. Let's start with you, Wade. Who you got?
I gotta go. I was gonna give it to South Carolina for that combined no hitter, but Chet dogged on my dog. But I feel like
LSU going in there and upsetting them in basketball. The 5-person no hitter, not that impressive. But
yeah, but that's the best I got because I didn't watch a lot of sports this weekend. I think a comical dog of the week was North Carolina State and Clemson basketball. It was like the only game I got on satellite TV. Clemson was winning the entire game, and then North Carolina State. I gotta look up the guy's name, but he scored the final 6 points of the game and won the game for them. So that was pretty dog-like. But for now, South Carolina's combined no-hitter caught my eye. But let me see if I can get the North Carolina State guy some credit.
Tyler, who you got for dog of the week?
You know what? I'm going to go bias. I'm going to go with Stephen Milam, the freshman out of New Mexico. I think that he's going to be your starting second baseman for the Tigers. He going into today's game against Central Arkansas was batting .714. I think he went 2 for 4. Probably dropped a little bit down, but he's 5'8", but he's got some professional at bats. So Stephen Milam, the freshman out of New Mexico, gets a dog.
I like it. Like I said on our recap show, Jose Altuve-esque. Butch, what do you got for us?
I'm going to throw it back over to the Pacific Palisades, back to the Genesis. For me, it's not the winner. It's not the winner that I'm going to pick. It's
not in and out either.
And it's not in and out. My dog of the week is going to go to Willie Zalatoris. Yes. I give it to him only because having back surgery less than a year ago, and coming back to play golf on the PGA Tour, a long road back. He ended up withdrawing from the Masters, which was a shame, in last April. So he's back, goes out there, his 4th start since he's been back, and goes out and almost wins the tournament. Plus has a hole-in-one on Friday, wins a birdie for him and his caddy. So you know what? That's a pretty impressive weekend for him. And look, I'm picking that guy to potentially win the Masters. I'm going to put it out there now.
Oh,
early
pick. My dog of the week is not in and out, and we'll get to that in a second. From the Genesis, mine is Mr. Trey Young at the Celebrity Game. He was warming up, shooting around, or not at the Celebrity Game, at the All-Star Game. And the fans, he was walking back to the tunnel, and a fan goes, "Hey, I bet you $100 you can't make a shot from here." He's 90 feet away from the basket. Trey says, "Okay," turns around. Nothing but straight net. I mean, the thing didn't touch the rim. It didn't touch the backboard. It was a straight-up swish. He turned around, gave him the 2 cold, and then said, "Where's my 100 at?" And the guy paid him. Credit to him. But that's a dog moment for me. I mean,
I would have taken the guy's money. Like I would have taken the guy's money. Like, come on.
He made play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He had to pay the man $100. So.
Oh my god.
And I want to give a shout out to Matty Ice. He called me before the show. He apologized. He did not have a dog of the week. Said he didn't get to watch more sports this week, and so he'll be back next week with his dog of the week. Let's talk about the Genesis real quick. Futch, you mentioned it. Hideki Matsuyama shot a course record 62, 9 under on Sunday to come back. I think it was 6 shots down to start the day to come back and win, to win at 17 under. Tiger withdrew with the flu with sickness. There was a lot of rumors that In-N-Out may have caused him to go in and out of his pants. Jordan Spieth wasn't feeling good.
Went right in and went right out.
I'll crack myself up. Jordan Spieth was disqualified for signing an incorrect scorecard. I want to get your take on that, Fudge. And then there was just a lot of guys, like you said. Hideki ran to the bathroom on the 18th green. Patrick Cantlay wasn't feeling well. The flu was going around the tour. Scottie Scheffler missed every putt known to man. It's really insane how much better his score would be if he could just make a birdie or a par putt. So, Fudge, give me your take on the Jordan Spieth disqualification.
So my take on it, I would say, is the fact that he carded a 3 on the, I believe, the 4th hole, but ended up having a 4. That was his actual score. Now, there's an official that follows each group out there, and is basically keeping track of where they're at, score wise and everything. That's why when you watch it on TV, you already know what the guy is
Right.
at.
And also, the other player in the group is keeping track of the score.
Sure. So, the PGA Tour, the guys don't generally talk to each other like you and I would do. We go out there and say,
We're talking shit.
on that hole or whatever. It's like it's already
Oh, shit, you're 0-2 in the WAC.
But it's more understood. So for him, I don't know what it is. He said, it was a mishap on his part, that happened. I think what happens is a lot of times is guys get in a groove and they do the same thing that we do. I mean, they're human. They go on to the next hole and they don't necessarily pull out their scorecard and they put their number down right away. 3 holes later, they're going, what did I score on that hole? So instead of asking an official, that was nearby, he made a judgment call to, basically take a stab at it or of what he got on there. That's my guess. I know he didn't disclose that, but that would be my guess. I don't think Jordan's in the game to cheat, especially when he was 6 shots back and
he came out and owned it and was like, it was a mistake. The big thing was, I think that the issue is you go through like 3 or 4 checks when you're in the scoring tent, and then if you sign it and then you leave, that's where the issue was. He left. Funny enough, what people were saying on site was that he left to go to the bathroom because he had to go, which leads us back to the In-N-Out situation.
He might have. I don't know, but to me, it's one of those where I wouldn't even worry about at this point on the PGA Tour with physical scorecards. They still do the physical scorecard. I mean, the thing about it is there's an official following every single group, and more often than not, the official is correct. They're not playing. All they have is one job. Each guy score in the group. That's their job. And when we watch it on the broadcast, their score is 99.9% of the time it's correct. So to me, it just feels like another thing for, nostalgia, the fact that they actually still have physical scorecards. I get the yardage books, but physical scorecards to me, I think, are a waste. Now, if you do have a discrepancy with it, well, no comment. But I think it's a waste of just time and energy. It's the official scorer got it correct. But in the PGA Tour's mind, the player is the official scorer. So if they don't sign it correctly right then and there, they are out of the question. And for me, for Michael Greller not to step in and say something to him or review it in any sort of way, I just think it shows that these guys are lazy too. I mean, there's times they're lazy and not paying attention. I mean, and ultimately it's Jordan Spieth's mistake, but I think Greller can be at fault a little bit for sitting there going, hey, let's review your card before you go to turn it in. I mean, he knows every single shot that you hit on that course every day.
Well, we'll see it probably in full swing season 3 when that comes out.
Maybe it was for the show, guys.
Maybe he had the shits and he was like, look, I can't play this tournament any longer.
Tiger got the flu. Tiger got the flu for the show.
Yeah. Something to add to that is that I don't think if you turn in a scorecard that's like blasphemy, like totally wrong, you're obviously trying to cheat. You miss up one score, okay, here's a 2-shot penalty, and you still play tomorrow. Like, you shouldn't be disqualified. A lot of golfers came out and said that because it sounded like it was an honest mistake. The man wrote the wrong score down, had to beeline to the bathroom. He was aggravated because he double bogeyed 18. We all see how Spieth runs on the course. He gets very hot and heavy out there. So I think the DQ was a little overdramatic, but we're not PGA Tour rules officials.
I don't remember who was he playing with. Do we know?
Was he playing with Xander that day? Xander was asked about it.
So my thing too is that they're required to check with the other player that's also keeping their score when they go into the tent. My thing is that was there no discrepancy when the two of them sat there?
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Before you sign it, you don't just go in there willy-nilly. And Jordan's bad about that because they've shown video inside of the scoring tent, of him, and he's the first one to sign, the first one to get up, and the first one out the door. Like, I just think he's not paying attention to what he's doing there.
Well, he's aggravated.
Finally bit him in the ass.
And but DQ'd, learn from your mistake. I'm sure he did. That's a lot of money for him to miss out on, especially with being an elevated event. Next week, we've got the Mexican Open. Tony Finau's trying to defend his title. I don't even know who's in the field, so can't really preview that one.
I think Rory took the week off.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stars are taking the week off after this elevated event. What else I have on my notes here? NCAA EA Sports NCAA. I don't know how to say that. Full details coming in May. Game coming out this summer. That could be June, July, August, September. I think it classify as the summer months. What y'all think from the trailer? A little bit of excitement brewing.
Kind of what we expected, but I think it will be interesting to see what modes you can play and what's the game engine like. Is it going to be Madden with college jerseys, or are you going to have I always felt like in the college football one, there was you could make an error and still make a good play. Like you could throw on the run and still pull off a hell of a play. And I feel like you see that kind of stuff in college football. So it's accurate. Whereas in the NFL, you would never get away with it. So
yeah. I'm excited just to have it back. Tyler, I know you're pumped. We'll get an online dynasty going. We'll get the whole crew rocking and rolling. NIL deals, slinging them left and right.
And honestly,
the squad's going to take on the Sun Belt.
There we go. Tyler, you said it. Some YouTube content.
Everybody gets one Sun Belt school or a MAC school.
Call Arizona State.
Take on South Alabama. I'm going to get a natty.
That's all I got, guys. Anything else from this
kind of? We got to hit NASCAR.
Oh, NASCAR. Thank you, Wade. Thank you.
Today. It
was today. It was moved to today. I've got Neil's updates here. There was a little bit of drama in the qualifying race. So some wrecks. I'm trying to see who. Christopher Bell won the duel number 2 in the qualifying in an exciting last 2 laps. Kaz Ugrala gets the last open spot over BJ McLeod, who had a solid race. But let's get into the Great American Race, as NASCAR Neil coined it, and I think that's the official saying. Started off with some action with a caution on lap 5 when JHN got a bad push and collected Burton and multiple others. Then the next 25 laps, cars went to fuel-saving mode, running half throttle to the front 4, realized they were about to short the stage and decided to hammer it down. The front 6 decided to decided to go to the pits with 25 to go in the stage. Chase Elliott wins stage 1 with all Hendrick cars running in the top 5. Early stage 2, the third line forms on the outside and takes momentum off the inside line, shuffling the entire field, along with Briscoe and Barry getting loose leading. When green flags stop in stage 2 to start, the rookie Barry gets spun out, getting into a stall and takes fuel facing backwards. And as stage 2 comes to a close, the field was ripe for a wreck, but everyone stayed clean with the champ Blaney winning the stage. Kyle Busch, who was dominant all race, had a missing wheel lock after stage pit stops and had to limp around the back to pit road, hoping not to lose the wheel, forcing him to the rear of the race. The big wreck happens with 8 to go when Chastain, Logano, and Brad K were throwing big blocks when Brian hooks Brad K, sending him into the top line. This pissed off Neil because it eliminated 4 of his bets in that one move. And they went to green caution with 4 to go, and Byron hops out front and holds it as he takes home the victory, making it the first Hendrick win since Dale Jr. in 2014. Big way to start the season, and they've got the Xfinity Series later tonight. So thank you, NASCAR Neil. I know he's kind of dual watching us and the Xfinity Series. So William Byron wins the Daytona 500. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. Gentlemen, anything else before we call this one and send it to the stratosphere?
That's all she wrote.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Leave us a comment what your dog of the week or your hidden gem moment was from last week. We're everywhere you can find your pods. With that, we'll catch y'all next week. Thanks for listening.